Today, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install DNS Server on Windows Server 2008. Now, DNS Server can be automatically installed while you're installing Active Directory, but if you haven't done so as yet, you can install it by going to the Server Manager, which is located at the bottom here. If it's not there, you can go to the Start menu and then click on Server Manager. And then you go to roles, and then you select add roles, and then you choose server roles, and then you will have selected DNS server, and then you will have clicked next and then install, and then it would have been installed. I already have DNS server installed because I have installed it with Active Directory, so I'm just here to configure it. So I'm going to close this. Alright, close this. Okay, now in order to configure our DNS server, which has been installed already, you can go to Start, Administrator Tools, DNS, and as you can see here, we have our server, and we have some folders here, forward lookup zones, reverse lookup zones, and these are the two main things we've been looking at. If we expand our forward lookup zone folder, you would see we have there's already a forward lookup zone created. There's a startup authority, and there's a name server already added to this. All this was created while I was installing Active Directory. Alright, so now if you don't have this up here, that means you have to create your forward lookup zone, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So in order to do that, we're going to we're already inside the lookup zone folder, right? So you have to just click right click and click new zone, and this brings you to this window. You have to press next. You will choose primary zone and click next. You have choose this one here, all DNS servers in this domain, and click next. And you have typed in your zone name. If I type in, if I say it's joseph.com, because it has to be a domain name. Yeah, and click next. For this video, we will choose the second option here, and you will click next, and you would have clicked finished. When you click finished, it would show up here, like I've already added it. So once you have your forward lookup zone already created, you want to create a reverse lookup zone now. To do that, it's the same process. We just select reverse lookup zones, right click, and we go to new zone. And click next. We'll use primary zone. We'll use the second option. And we'll be using IPv4 for this video. Click next, and we're typing our network ID. Now our network ID is the IP address of the server. It will only allow you to type in 3 of the 4 quadrants of the IP address, and you will see that it reverses the order of the IP address as I type it. Alright, so if you look here, you'll see that the IP address has been reversed, and it created a name for the reverse lookup. So then I'll click next, and we're going to choose the second option for the dynamic update, and click next, and click finish. So you see we have created our reverse lookup zone. And the next step you want to do, you want to create a new host. Now the host, or also known as an A record, links a domain to the physical IP address of a computer hosting that domain's services. So what we have to do to create a new host is to select our forward lookup zone here, and right click on that, and we're going to click new host. And we will type in a You type in the name of that. So I'm just gonna call it server, and I'm gonna give it the IP address 192.168.0.1. You have an option to create a pointer record. We will do that. And you can see here it generated a fully qualified domain name, FQDN. And I'm going to add that host. And you see the host record server.joseph.com was successfully created. And click OK. And we click done. And you can see here our host here has been created. And if we go to the reverse lookup zones, we would see the pointer that we created. We see the IP address there being mapped to our information here, which is the name of the host we created, which is server.joseph.com. Now, what we need to do now, we want to create a CNAME. Now, the CNAME, or the canonical name record, is a type of resource record in the DNS that is used to specify that a domain is an alias for another domain, the canonical domain. In order to do that, we have to go on our forward lookup zone. You have to right click and you're going to click new alias, CNAME. And you'll type in our alias here. In this field here, we have to type in www. As you can see, it's coming up here in this box here as the fully qualified domain name. And we're going to choose a target. I'm going to browse. We're going to click server PC here, open up forward lookup zones, open up this forward lookup zone record here, and we're going to select server PC, and we're going to click OK, and click OK again. So you see here, this CNAME is mapped to serverpc.joseph.com. Right, so that's done. Now let's test this. In order to test this, we can go to the start menu and you could open up command prompt. Normally you have to right click and run as administrator, but because I've logged in as an administrator, you see it comes up here automatically, and we want to use the DNS lookup command. Now the DNS lookup command is a command line administrative tool for testing and troubleshooting DNS servers. Now if I type in DNS lookup space and I type in, let's say, server, and I press enter, I'll actually get the name of the server or the host name and the IP address. As you can see here, it's also here on the name. I have the name of the host / server and the IP address. Now I can also use DNS lookup in interactive mode by typing in DNS lookup, and this gives me the interactive mode. It gives you a little information here. It says the default server is serverpc.joseph.com, address and 192.168.0.1. Now I can type in a whole host of commands here, but if you're not sure what to type, you can type help and it will give you a list of commands you could use. So for instance, if we want, we could type name. It says print info about the host domain using default server. So let's type name. Alright, so you see here, it gives us the information about the host domain, and I get the IP address as well. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to test this from another machine to see if I could ping this server, DNS server, and also run a DNS lookup to see if the DNS server comes up as a listing. To exit the interactive mode here, you just press Ctrl C and you see it comes back to normal. So let's just test it on another machine. So we'll see if to go to our other VM. I have command prompt already open, and if I type ns lookup space server, I will get the server information. So you see it's accessing the DNS server. So DNS server is running and working. If I want to run a ping, I can say ping server.joseph.com, and you see I'm getting a reply. If I say ns lookup, I will get the interactive mode, and they will also tell me the default server and the address. So as you can see here, the DNS server is working. Let's exit interactive mode and let's try to ping the server. It says ping server, and there we have it, guys, getting a response. So DNS server is fully functional, and that's the end of our video here. Great, thanks a lot for watching.